We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
This is Cheapseat Reviews.
Hello, and thank you for listening to Cheapseat Reviews, the podcast that explores the Hollywood film industry for the greater good.
The greater good.
Yeah, I'm trying something a little different. We're gonna shorten the intro music there and just go right into the show. We're gonna make things short and sweet, and just like
your mother likes it, Trebek.
That's right. There we go. Sorry. No, you don't have to apologize for that. I'm always appreciate a good Sean Connery.
That was a terrible Sean Connery.
Well, but it was a good Sean Connery reference from that show, from the SNL, because like that guy doing it does a bad Sean Connery. So your impression of that guy was spot on. How's that?
Okay, that's fair.
All right, this is episode 439, and tonight we're talking about Top Gun Maverick. Top Gun : Maverick. I am Sean Allred.
Like a good colon cleansing.
That's right. Ooh. That picture is already freaking me out, Sam. I am Sean Allred, and joining me tonight is Andrew, Bob, Jimison.
I feel like if I was going to have a call sign, it would be something like that. It'd just be Bob.
I did think about it too. Like your middle names kind of like call signs a little bit, and so I thought, well, should I do call signs for each of the guys? But then people would just maybe not get it right. Like what would your call sign be?
You can't give yourself a call sign.
Well, is that not how that works? I don't know. How do you get a call sign?
Just like you can't call yourself Scout.
Well, you can't give yourself a nickname. I understand that. So
can't give yourself a call sign.
So are you saying that Maverick was given to him by someone?
Because he's a Maverick? Okay.
Yeah.
So Sam, we have to pick Andrew's call sign. What is his call sign? Scotsman. It's got to be Scotsman, right?
It's got to be Scotsman. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Scotsman.
It wouldn't be angry.
No, it would just
be docile.
No. So it'd be Andrew Scotsman Jimison. I like that. All right, so Andrew, you have to pick Sam's. What's Sam's? His middle name here, by the way. Oh, by the way, also joining us tonight is Sam. Should be a 2-star admiral by now. Vector.
One would think.
So what's Sam's call sign?
That's a good question.
No.
Right.
Side hustle. No. It can't just be like old man or something like that, right? Like grandpa, Gramps.
Hey now.
Well, I don't know. Think about any ideas for me or no? Besides Opie, I guess.
I don't know. I mean, Opie is the first go-to, right?
Yeah. If it fits,
it kind of does still fit. Even though I mean, and just like Ron Howard, I am losing my hair, so it fit. All right.
I mean, yeah.
If you have any suggestions for our call signs, shoot us a message either on Twitter or not Twitter. Well, yeah, you can message Sam on Twitter or message me on Facebook.
Oh yeah,
and let us know what you think our call sign should be. Anyway, that was fun. I had no idea that was going to do that, but here we go. All right, so 2022's Maverick, Top Gun's Maverick, not to be confused with Maverick, the movie by Mel Gibson, which I'm surprised neither one of you made the joke that, oh, wait a minute, I thought we already did that movie.
Well, actually, I was going to make a reference to Hot Shots Part 2, but I didn't. I took the high road and went with James Corden.
Yeah, I do love Hot Shots Part 2, which is funny because I saw that one before I saw the first Hot Shots.
Yeah, same here.
And therefore I like it better. I just think the jokes are funnier, especially with the chicken. Anyway, if you have no idea what we're talking about, feel free to go watch it. So let's pull up a comfy chair, a flight chair, if you will, and let's dive into this movie, which is Top Gun Maverick. So this movie came out last year, and it was one of those movies, from my understanding, that most people are like, really? Tom Cruise, can't you just leave it alone? It's been like 30 years. Just walk away. It's fine. And then we all watched it in the theater and went,
holy crap.
Oh my God, this was a really good movie.
Yeah.
And kind of like, it was like a movie that we were all we all needed, right? Because we're still kind of at the tail end of pandemic. And this was like, because this was one of the first movies I went back into the theater and saw with other people.
I think that would probably be true for a lot of people. I think this
Yeah.
might be the movie that revived the cinema experience post pandemic.
Yeah, because it hasn't been any of the Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
Really, maybe Avatar. I don't know. That came a little later, I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
But,
I mean, I know it's made a lot of money, but like, I don't remember people being excited for it. You know, or
Yeah.
like there wasn't a lot of talk about it. Whereas like, and you're right, Sam. I mean, even the Marvel movies, the problem is that because Endgame was so good, people
Yeah.
almost feel like all the Marvel stuff after Endgame, it's like, well, we beat the boss. Now we're just doing all the side quests.
yeah.
And so those movies don't have as much impact right now. And I think we're just, I don't know if we're waiting for the next series of whatever the next one is, right? We're the next DC movie, the next Avengers movie, I don't know what we're waiting for as far as cinema goes, but man, this movie was a surprise, I think, for a lot of people. It's like, oh, you can do this kind of thing and do it really well, and it had a lot of heart and all of that stuff. So I'm excited to talk about it. So time for 5-word reviews. Sam, what's your 5-word review?
All right. By the way, Sean, if I was going to kill you, I would have you pull the straps above your head, and I have glued the canopy shut. So your goose will be cooked. Just so you know. My 5-word. The first one is a pure summer blockbuster. Right. This is movies in their finest, right? You go there, and you just enjoy this sucker. It is such a good movie. It's such a good story, and it's not completely rehashing what the first one was, even though it kind of did. I don't know. I kind of liked Old Man Cruise, and the idea that he had these youngins he was training up. So that was my first one, and then the second one is a remake of a classic. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you think of a movie where you've got some pilots that have to go down a very skinny, dangerous ravine, to stay kind of low enough for the blasters you can't get you, and then hit a target at the very end,
a couple meters wide. Yeah,
that's a couple meters wide. I think I've seen that before somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? I don't care. I don't care if this is Star Wars A New Hope, right? I loved it. You felt the power of these planes and the maneuvers that they would do, and even when they get shot down, the action on the ground too. It was so well done and so well made, and I thoroughly enjoyed this thing. It was a whole lot of fun, and I saw it in the theater, and then I saw it again last night or 2 nights ago. I can't remember now. But I was trying to do work on my computer while I'm watching, and I didn't get any work done. It was still, I was watching this thing from beginning to end. And Jennifer Connelly, by the way, she is still, oh my gosh, she's so hot. She is so good looking. So, but anyway, yeah, that's pretty much my take on it. It had all the classic Tom Cruise. We saw him running, right? We saw him.
Yeah.
We saw him, shirtless. We saw him riding a motorcycle.
Yep.
Yeah, it had all the trademarks of a good cruise movie.
Sure did. Okay, Andrew.
Well, I said that it's funny that Sam mentioned this, because I said it was a real world Death Star trench run.
Yeah.
As one of my 5-word reviews, and then the other one was sensational cinematic aerial sensory overload. Because this this experience, watching these planes, which the majority were practical effects You know, there was not a lot of CGI in this, except for the first test pilot Mach 10 run. Is that kind of like the Kessel run? Is that what that is?
I guess.
By the way, if your plane breaks up at close to Mach 10, are you going to survive that thing?
The ejection seat on something like that must be substantial, right? It must be like the whole cockpit.
It's like a pod.
Yeah, like you can't just eject into normal air at that speed.
Because you'd have to slow down by a serious magnitude of speed before you are, exposed to that air.
Yeah, the air would just shred you. It'd be like hitting a brick wall.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the heck out of this movie. I saw it for the first time, not in the theater, unfortunately. I wish I could have seen this in the theater, in IMAX, because it was filmed with IMAX cameras installed in the cockpit of these F-18s, and I wish that I could have seen it there. But the first time I saw it, though, I was on vacation with my family and at the Outer Banks, and it was a pretty big screen TV that we in a house we rented, and good sound system, and so it was close to a cinematic experience. But it was just so much fun. And here's something you guys might not know, and this is kind of shame for me, but I have not seen the first Top Gun.
Really?
Oh,
I have seen bits and pieces.
I know what we're watching next week.
I've seen bits and pieces, and it was mostly on the made for TV cut of the original, and that was just and I'm remembering from childhood. So the last time that I saw those bits and pieces, I was probably 10 or 11.
Wow.
With my dad. So I think they do a pretty good job of filling in the backstory for people that didn't see the first one, because the first one came out, I was only 2 years old when it came out, and so it's been 36 years. Sorry, I can't math. It's been 36 years, and so I guess they did a fairly decent job of kind of filling in the blank with some of their flashback montage type.
Did you know the Goose story? Like what happened to Goose?
No, I didn't.
Okay, but
I still really don't. I mean, I kind of assume what happened, but
yeah. He. I mean, no, I'm not going to ruin it for you. So
yeah, I appreciate that. I imagine he plays Great Balls of Fire at a piano.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Well, yeah, because there's some. Okay, that's interesting. I'm excited for that. To watch that with you, Andrew, to see how how it kind of fits. You go, oh, okay, now I get why the son is so pissed off and things like that. So
yeah.
Interesting. All right. So while you were talking, Andrew, I was also looking at some of the trivia, which, by the way, for a movie this big, had surprisingly little trivia. I mean, I read all of it while you were talking. It's just not a whole lot. And you were right. There's very little CGI used. Tom Cruise wanted real shots of them in cockpits, and so there's a lot of times when they're in the cockpit, there's another pilot flying, but the actors are in planes acting.
Yeah.
And according to Miles Teller, most of the cast threw up, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, I read that all of them threw up except Natasha, the one that Monica Barbaro, I guess was her name.
Yeah.
And Tom Cruise, and the rest of them threw up, while they were doing it.
I could imagine, right?
Yeah. I mean, they had to go through extensive, G-force training and stuff like that to get prepared. The other thing that's interesting is so Val Kilmer is in the movie, right? As Iceman, and he does have throat cancer, or was suffering of it at the time of filming. Right. So they just wrote it into the story. Now he is still alive. The actor, the character died, but the actor is still alive. And but that's pretty interesting. But to accommodate his handicap, his character communicates through typing and only speaks 3 lines at the end of the scene. Those spoken lines were created via a synthetic vocal generator programmed to emulate Kilmer's voice. So he actually couldn't deliver the lines because it hurt too much.
Well,
Oh my
now I
gosh.
watched some back behind the scenes footage type stuff for this film, and someone said that that's kind of a misconception that people have, that he didn't actually speak the lines. He's able to apparently whisper, so they took his whisperings and kind of used some of his, or they used a computer to enhance it, I guess.
Yeah.
is
Okay.
what they did. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, that scene, and we'll talk about it now because I want to, but that scene really got me in the theater, and it got me again. I mean, it's just
Really?
it really gets me because it's like it's these two old rivals. So Andrew, so in this movie, you've got Miles Teller, Rooster, and Hangman. They're like the guys that they're butting heads, right?
Right.
Iceman, Val Kilmer character is Hangman. It's the
Right.
same
Yeah,
kind
I
of
kind of remembered some of that.
and Rooster
That
is
they were
Maverick.
kind of, yeah.
Mentally having some issues, second guessing things like that, right? And at the end of the movie, they shake hands. Well, that's what happened. Again, that's what happens in Maverick. They become besties by the end of the movie. So here, these two old grizzled Navy guys are here, and they're just kind of having this moment, and it's really sweet. Just these two old men that are just that they love each other. Like they genuinely, these two characters just love each other and have nothing but respect for each other.
Mhm.
I don't know. Just there's something in that scene that just really gets me in the feels. I don't know what it was, but it got me because that was one of my notes too. Was wait, hold on. What I wrote? Oh, the scene got me in the feels again. That's what I wrote. So,
Okay.
and I did write a couple of notes later. I did wrote not until it was pointed out to me that this is basically the trench run from Star Wars. All right, so my 5-word review is 80s action nostalgia with afterburners.
Okay.
So this just kind of feels like an 80s movie just made today. And not just because they were still using the Harold Faltermeyer theme. That I don't know what it is, but hearing it in this movie just gets me so pumped up. That guitar rip just really gets me fired up. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's not until the synth that I'm like, right? It's all guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Andrew?
No, I was just going to say that as few memories as I have of the original, I remember the soundtrack very well because I've heard the soundtrack for a long time. Danger Zone. I think my dad actually had the soundtrack cassette tape of Top Gun. And so I would listen to that a lot as a kid. So the music I know very well. Having said that, there's one part of this movie I did not like.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
And that was the song while they were playing football on the beach. I don't even remember the song, but I remember it was.
But see, they had to make the callback to the volleyball game in the first movie. Which is
fine. Right. Yeah. Like I know that they're trying to do a callback there, but I wish they would have picked a different song. I don't remember what it was.
What was it? Let's see.
But after I watched this movie, I couldn't get it out of my head for a while.
It wasn't Slow Ride, was it? That Great Balls of Fire. Let's see. That Hold My Hand. I Ain't Worried by One Republic.
Maybe that's it.
I'm reading all of the songs that are on the soundtrack.
It's like a popular song today. It's still played on the hit station now. Occasionally, I think.
I don't know. I can't.
But it was like the song of 2020.
Bang a Gong, Get It On by T-Rex.
No, that's old.
Yeah, I Ain't Worried, performed by One Republic, is the only thing that seems new. Okay, I don't know that. I'm trying to think what this is.
I Ain't Worried by One Republic.
If I typed in "I ain't" and it started, yeah, this is it. This is the exact song. Well, we gotta have a first though. We can't just go straight into the thing. Way to go, YouTube.
Of course not. Yeah.
Jimmy Dean's gonna sue us, or maybe they'll sponsor us. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Which is so funny. 11 months ago, someone wrote on YouTube, "This song made the beach scene even more better than it already was."
Yeah.
Even more better.
More gooder.
Good for them.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the one thing that I had kind of some beef with. Other than that, I like the movie.
Well,
so Sean, I asked you if you saw the oops. Did you go back and?
I didn't have time. I got home. Yeah, I got home at 9 o'clock and then started running. Clips and stuff. So I didn't have a chance. So what is the oops? You have to tell me.
Oh, you want me to go ahead and tell you?
I mean, I don't know
when the
Do you know what you're talking about?
I do. Yeah.
When
the Mach 10 plane is taking off.
Okay, hold on. All right, give me a second. This is driving me crazy because you've teased this now a couple times.
Yeah,
Maverick. All right, Top Gun movie Maverick. All right, so it's the which, by the way, the shot where Ed Harris is standing there and the plane goes over.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
There was a real plane. They just CGI'd the Dark Star, I think is what it's called, over it.
Yeah.
So when the roof gets blown off, like that was an accident, but it just
that was the oops.
Oh, that's not an oops. It was of
course it's an oops.
Sort of, but they left it in the film.
It was a happy accident. Like it made it look cooler. Like it wasn't supposed to happen, but they said they only had one take. They could only have one take of it.
Yeah.
Oh, so that was it. So just when the roof gets blown off.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of the Dark Star plane, another piece of trivia I read, which I thought was really interesting, was that China spotted this plane because they did a life-size model of the plane out in the Mojave Desert, wherever they were filming this. And China's satellite picked it up and thought that it was a real plane. And it swung back around. They like tracked the satellite coming back to take a picture of it.
We should do that more and waste more of their resources. That's great.
Yeah, I actually have the clip pulled up here. I see the roof get pulled off there. The funny part is like Tom Cruise kind of looks back and kind of smiled as if he can actually look back and see him. He can't. He's already 16 miles away. He can't see anything, but it's still a fun little shot there. Yeah. Watching it the third time, that roof bounce, it gets lifted pretty good. But
it does.
It wasn't meant to happen according to the trivia.
And if you watch Ed Harris, like the wind pushes him back from the plane.
So whatever they actually used to do that was significant. I'm surprised they actually had Ed Harris standing there.
Oh yeah.
You think they really did? You think that's really it?
Yeah, it is.
What the trivia says.
Wow.
And trivia would never be wrong on IMDb, which is an open source thing.
Well, I also saw that on the behind the scenes stuff.
Sure, I know.
Yeah.
I just like to make fun of IMDb. The roof of the shack next to Ed Harris wasn't supposed to be lifted with Maverick flies over. However, they only had one chance to shoot it, so this was a very lucky occurrence.
So back to this. I'm sorry. There was one more thing that bothered me. I said that was that one song, but if you look at this Dark Star plane, if you can find a picture of it from looking at it from the nose, I don't know how in the world a pilot would see out of the cockpit.
Yeah, no, you can't. I mean, it's got that big thing in the front. That's the thing that you fly with instruments,
right? So you might as well be flying a drone, which is the whole basis of why they're arguing at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, that argument didn't ever make sense to me. He says, if we're going to use drones, which means there won't be pilots to do their own thing. Well, a drone pilot can still make his own decision and have to get up and piss and eat and whatever. Like, drones aren't AI. They're still piloted by people. They're just in a chair.
So far.
Well,
Right.
right, but I mean, but that it didn't seem like that was what was the insinuations that we're going to go AI, which again we've all
Well,
seen
and
the
what
movie.
I saw that as, there's a backup in case you do have to get up to take a piss, right? There was a way, someone could take
Yeah.
your chair. It's not you have to land and then take off again with a new pilot.
You're right. You're 100% right, and I know that is what he's saying. Just the way the argument is presented, it made me. I wanted Tom Cruise to go, but they're still piloted by people. I mean, heck, we even watched. I even watched that not Tom Clancy, John McClane. No, Jack Ryan.
Jack Ryan, yeah.
In the first season of Jack Ryan, a drone pilot kind of does his own thing and ends up saving the life of somebody by killing somebody, and he did it on his own, whatever. So, I have no idea how real that is. Probably not very, but not the point. So, other than that, Andrew, you liked it though. I mean,
Yeah, I really did.
So at some point I wrote down, because again, I write the notes as I had forgotten that Tom Cruise explains the crazy football game, because I wrote down, this football game confuses me because you're playing offense and defense at the same time. I don't even know how that works, but it makes it exciting, I guess. I don't know. I mean, like, are you a wide receiver and a DB? So, like, the guy you're defending, you're also trying to beat. Like, I don't understand what's happening. It's very
Well, he also mentioned what's the score? And he's like, I have no idea. I think they stopped taking score a while ago.
Yeah, that's a very millennial thing to do, right? We're just playing for fun. I'm making fun of my own generation. It's okay. But
As
Andrew,
you
to your
should.
point, my very first note was, does seem crazy to have a plane with no true front window.
Yeah.
But I guess it's probably just a wind thing, right? We don't have glass that can withstand Mach 10, which I was looking at in the trivia. The fastest plane we've ever built was the SR-71, and that was Mach 3.
Yeah.
And we've gotten to Mach like 9 point something, but that was a spacecraft. It was in space.
With no resistance.
Yeah. So the fact that we have, the idea that we have a plane that can go 10 is pretty incredible, which, okay, I don't understand why we need that. Like, what do we need that for? It just feels like if we need to get from one part of the planet to the other very fast, wouldn't it be easier to go into space and then come back?
That's what
Bullet
I
trains.
agree. That's why all the missile stuff nowadays it goes to space first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it had that. But honestly, the shot where it showed like it pulled back and it's like part of the Earth, and you see this thing in this long curve, I thought that was really cool. I really thought that was a cool shot. So,
yeah,
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I also wrote my third note was, I wonder if she charged the credit card anyway and just told him it was declined so she could humiliate him. Jennifer Connelly. So I know we mentioned that she's very attractive, but she's really good in this movie. She just, I don't know. It was just, she just played like the perfect, hey, I know you, I like you, but I'm not here to take any of your business. Just, whatever. I don't know. I really liked her character. Just this no nonsense character. I mean, she had him thrown out of her bar. I think that's hysterical. I really thought that was funny. And of course, you like the fact that then all the guys the next day are like, "Oh crap, that's the guy we threw out of the bar."
Yeah.
But nothing came of it. Like, it's not like he said, "Oh, by the way, you guys owe me money" or something. He didn't do anything from that, which is whatever. Of course, Rooster has to go. So Miles Teller, could they have cast a more perfect guy for Rooster?
Yeah, he's great.
Goose's son. I mean, he's a good actor, but and he redeems himself from being in that awful.
But just looking like, what's his name? Anthony Edwards. I mean, he looks like he could be his son.
It's crazy how much he looks like. Did you notice somebody else's famous son, or another son in this movie?
Well, okay. I haven't looked it up yet, but I saw the name Pullman.
Yeah.
Is that Bill Pullman's son?
Yeah.
Is it really?
I wondered. I thought when I saw the name, and I saw his face. I was like, well, he kind of looks like him, but I hadn't looked it up, so that's good to know.
Yeah. Yeah. As soon as I saw the name, whatever his name is, Pullman, I was like, oh my gosh, he looks just like his dad. And my wife was like, really? So I pulled up his picture, this kid, Bob, and then I pulled up a picture of his dad at the same age, like from when he was in Newsies or just, Independence Day. I mean, they're twins. It's crazy. It looks just, to me, it's very, very uncanny. Also, I honestly legit thought when Maverick got shot down, I thought either he died in that moment or he was gonna die saving Rooster. It felt like, oh, okay, that would be a cool way.
Ford moment.
It was a good way. Yeah. A redemption arc for, the guilt that he felt with Goose.
Yeah. Like it would be okay. I don't know. It felt like that would be okay. The movie needed to have some stakes. Somebody needed to die because no one dies in this movie.
Yeah.
Well, and they could have, and he could have came back as a Force ghost.
Yes. But I mean, of the four planes, the other two, because I guess Miles technically got shot down too, but the other two make it back. It's like there was no stakes in this movie, right? Like, what I'm saying? At least in Maverick, the Top Gun, I mean, Goose dies, and we have to deal with that. So I don't know. That was probably the only thing that I was like, well, make Bob die or something. I don't know. But then the snow push, the run up, and then he pushed him down in the snow in the theater. My theater lost it. Everyone laughed at that. I thought it was hysterical. Did you guys have any pick up on that at all, or was it just whatever?
There was, I picked up on it, but there was some almost subtle comedy throughout the whole film.
Yeah.
I mean, some of it wasn't so subtle, but I laughed out loud at several things that was intended to be funny.
I laughed out loud at that moment.
Yeah.
What about you, Sam, as you skydive down to us?
Yeah, no, no. You're talking about the snow push.
Parachute. Sorry.
Yeah, that
that was not holding that.
That is Sean falling from the sky. Courtesy of Midjourney.
That's a small parachute. I'm not gonna make it. I like how I'm in shorts too. I'm just
yeah. Well, your picture that I stole of you is in shorts and actually sandals. They gave you shoes, so
it looks like you're on one of those swing rides at the fair.
At the state park or state fair. Oh yeah, no. You're talking about the snow push when he finally meets up with him, right?
He goes, "Yeah, are you okay?" And he goes, "Yeah," and he knocks him down. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean there was I enjoyed the push-ups. I thought that was quite funny, especially being the old guy myself. I'm like, yeah, show those young whippersnappers, who's boss. So that was good stuff.
Yeah, that was funny. I did like that too. It was, I mean, Andrew hit on a few things. I could probably nitpick something else. I just had such a good time with this movie. The last two movies we've had, I've just been so happy with, and it's just made me happy to be back on the show doing the thing, talking about fun movies. So,
yeah.
Anything else before I hit some clips?
Hit
them up. All right, here we go. This was a funny scene. Maverick has crashed, has come back to Earth, has wandered into a little diner in middle USA somewhere, and this. Obviously, it's breakfast. It's breakfast time because the kid's eating Cheerios. Which, by the way, who goes to a diner to eat Cheerios or Fruit Loops? I guess I don't know. If I'm as a dad, I refused ever to pay for my kids to go to a restaurant to get like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or a grilled cheese. It's like I'm not paying.
That's my kid grilled cheese all the way, all the time.
Well, then we can make that at home. You're just going to sit there and not eat anything. I'm not paying for a grilled cheese sandwich. That's just me, though. Anyway, the scene was great.
Where am I?
Could we have made that kid enunciate that a little bit better, though? Just can we get one more take on that guy? But it's still funny. It was still a funny line. We played the first half of this clip was in the intro, but I always like when people get to use this phrase.
The end is inevitable, Maverick. Your kind is headed for extinction.
Maybe so, sir. But not today.
Not today. I like that. That's what Aragorn said when he was trying to rally the troops to go attack Mordor, but not today. Sam, speaking of your push-ups.
It was all fun and games. That's up. We wasn't it? Damn!
Ooh. Can you see on my camera how weird you see what's going on?
Did you lose power? What happened?
No, my lamp just dimmed and now it's flickering like crazy.
You're gonna start getting seizures here in a second.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, okay. You can still kind of see me.
Sean's having a rave over there.
It's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
One last thing. Who's the better pilot? You or me?
This is a nice moment. Let's not ruin it.
I like that a lot. I thought that was great. This is the scene I mentioned earlier, the snow push. It's about 24 seconds long, so just hang in there. But I love this whole scene. It's like the hey, are you okay? And it's just like all of the emotions at one time happen in these 24 seconds.
You all right? Yeah, I'm good. You all right? What the hell?
What are you doing here?
What am I doing
You
here?
think I took that missile so you could be down here with me? You should be back on the carrier by now.
I saved your life.
I saved your life. That's the whole point. What the hell were you even thinking?
You told me not to think.
And then they just have this moment where they're like, okay, I guess we're done. I like that. Oh. This light is like, it's getting worse. It's freaking me out. Okay, hold on.
Haunted.
That's crazy. This is the PG-13 movie, which means you get one F-bomb.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're going to use one F-bomb, this is a good place for it.
To be told.
You got it, man. You got it.
Taking a shot.
What the? Holy shit. What the f*** was that?
I thought that was great. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. And the funny thing is that like that's a real maneuver. It actually has a name or something, and those types of jets can actually do that. I also do like that we never learn who the bad guy was.
Well, they did that in the first movie too, though.
No, they were fighting Russians in the first movie.
I don't think they were.
No, I think
They were in MiG. They called them MiG. They're in MiG fighters, and the first time they had an encounter was like near Alaska or something. I thought it was very obviously that it was Russia. Was it not?
Well, I hate to go back to this behind the scene thing, but the guy that I was watching today said that if they were going to choose based on all the information given, they would point to North Korea or some sort of Korean territory for that. But Russia's close to that, so I guess it could be.
Okay.
Yeah. But I agree. I'm glad that it's kind of fictional and it doesn't, we don't really find out who the antagonists are.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Because in a way, it makes the story more about the characters we're watching and less about the struggle between two countries or something.
Well, and also if you make it, for lack of a better word, androgynous. If you make it, open, then you don't piss off a country.
Mm-hmm.
So that you can say, oh, well, if it's China, well, you don't want to make it China because you want them to buy the movie and show it. I guess you could make it North Korea because they're not going to watch this movie anyway. But because it's not some Middle Eastern country, right? Because there's snow-capped mountains. So I mean, it's not the Middle East. So that's what made me think. Well, but I don't know. Anyway, I don't care. I just thought it was interesting. All right, time for our game. And it's time for...
And now for some more bad news. Ready?
The game where we say, hey, did you notice? This is a game where Andrew will ask Sam and I some questions back and forth about things from the movie. If we get a question right, we get a point. If we don't get it right, the other person has a chance to steal. And this week, maybe Sam will go first. I don't know. Andrew, take it away.
Okay. Well, we'll go first with Sam. Sure. During the Danger Zone montage at the beginning of the movie, a bobblehead is shown on screen briefly. Who is the bobblehead of?
Who is the bobblehead of?
Mm-hmm.
Ronald Reagan.
No. Sean. Good guess, though.
Bobblehead. I wasn't paying attention during that scene because it's just credits. It's just nothing happening. I don't know. Bugs Bunny.
It is Abraham Lincoln.
Really?
Yes, because the majority of this film was filmed on the Lincoln aircraft carrier.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good guess. Andrew, saying that's a good guess with Ronald Reagan because carriers nowadays are named after presidents. So.
Right.
All right, Sean, this one's yours. After that scene, Maverick is going in and getting ready to do his test run, and he's getting his jacket out of his locker. On the front of his locker, there's a calendar. Mach 9 is circled on Tuesday the 22nd. What month is the calendar? What month does this take place?
March.
Sam?
I want to say it was it September?
It was October.
Ah, dang it.
If you look at the calendar closely, on the 31st, it says Halloween Air Show.
Oh.
Ah,
so you never actually see the word October, but 31st says Halloween.
That's evil.
Yeah.
That is an evil one.
That's Andrew.
Yep. All right, Sam. What is the name of the dive bar that Penny owns?
Oh, man. The bar itself, I know there's a sign that makes you get free drinks. Not Penny's Boat.
Sean?
I don't know either. I know they say it a couple times, and that there's a big neon sign out front. I don't know. Afterburner. I don't know.
Well, at Sam's age, it'd be hard to get this. It's called the Hard Deck.
Nice.
That's a penis joke. Sorry.
Yeah,
all right.
I love that you felt like you needed to clarify what it was.
Well, for any listener who was confused. All right, Sam, this goes back to you. No, Sean, sorry, this goes to you. When describing phase 2 of the mission, Maverick talks about the 2 pairs of F-18s that will fly in what formation? The formation has a specific name.
Isn't he called it? It's not attack formation. He calls it strike formation.
Sam?
Dang.
No. Flying. It's. I don't know. A group formation. It's a cheetah.
He calls it welded wing formation.
Welded wing. Okay.
They'll fly in pairs of 2 in welded wing formation. All right. Still 0-0 here.
All
right, Sam. What is the number that Hangman punches on the jukebox to play Slow Ride?
Jeez.
36.
Sean.
78.
It is 86, and that pays homage to the year
Yeah,
the
the movie
original
came out.
movie came
Top
out.
Gun.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, one more question. This is a bonus question. I made 6 just in case that we had this little issue here. Actually, I have 7, but hopefully somebody will get a point on this one. Oh God, no, this is hard. You won't. All right, I don't know whose turn it is. Sean, is it your turn? I think it's your turn.
Yeah, it's Sean's.
Under the dartboard in the dive bar, there's an ad for what spiced rum?
Well, I guess Captain Morgan's is too obvious.
It is too obvious.
So I'll say, I don't know, I'll just say Malibu, which again is also too obvious, but no, I don't know.
Sam?
I did not hear the question. Could you say it again?
Yeah. Under the dartboard in the dive bar, there's
Uh-huh.
an ad for a specific spiced rum. What is the name of the rum?
What did Sean say?
I said Malibu.
Yeah.
Oh, see, dang it. It would be a Captain's Morgan's.
Well, I think they maybe couldn't use Captain Morgan's because they used Sailor Jim. Or no, Sailor Jerry.
Sailor Jerry. Sailor Jerry.
Sailor Jerry.
I want that light now. I need a Sailor Jerry light.
Yeah.
I did have one more question, but this one's hard too. What was the heading? What was the heading of the first 2 enemy fighters spotted? When they said, we picked up 2 on the radar, and then Phoenix says, what's their heading?
180.
Sam?
I was going to say northeast, but that's wrong. So,
yeah, it was 09050, and then they said tacked southwest, so they were headed southwest.
Oh, jeez.
You're an evil person.
We
That was
scored
so bad.
0 points on this game.
Oh, wow. Hey, we tied, Sean. Good job.
We're both losers.
And that was with 2 tiebreakers.
The hardest tiebreakers in the history of tiebreakers. Oh my gosh. That's fine. Okay. Time for what's next? Time for this.
Wait, what's supposed to happen?
This is where we do a score from 0 to 10. Again, we're gonna give top 3 a rest for a while. So yeah, on to that. So Andrew, give us your score from 0 to 10.
Well, IMDb has it at 8.3, and Rotten Tomatoes has it at a 96%. So I'm going to park it right in the middle of that. I believe I'm going to say a 8.7.
Okay,
it's a really enjoyable movie. I'd watch it again. There's only a couple things that bother me, which is not that much.
Held your attention, you'd say.
It did, very much so.
Okay. Sam.
Yeah, I'm right there with Andrew. Love this thing. I'd recommend it. I'm a little sad that I wasn't able to watch it with Kimberly because I think she'd like it as well. 8.82 out of 10.
8.82. I can't see my keyboard. It's so dark in here. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't really disagree with either one of the things you said. I really had a good time with this thing. I think it's really fun. And I don't know. I'm looking back to our Indiana Jones movie, and I gave that a 9.1. Do I like this better than Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark? I don't know. Maybe. That movie's got more nostalgia on it, but I don't know. This is a good time. And that picture is terrifying, Sam. I'm going to make it a 9.1 also. I'm going to make it tie with Raiders of the Lost Ark. I have such a good time with this movie. It's a good movie, and I look forward to watching it again. When I told my wife this is what we were watching, she got excited too. So,
show your wife this picture. She might.
Man, if I looked like that, I would walk her. I would do this podcast shirtless.
Yeah. I don't know why you're playing volleyball with a bocce ball, but
you know what that is? That's not just the moon behind me.
You're about to.
That's playing volleyball. It was supposed to be playing volleyball.
It's a small volleyball. Maybe it's really far away.
It's coming from behind you. Yeah.
Yeah, it came from the ocean for some reason. That's too funny, Sam. Go. You got to check out our YouTube page channel to get that full experience. That's it. That's our show. Thank you all so much for listening. Next week, I think honestly, we're going to just do Top Gun, the original. I think we should do it. I think we're gonna
go ahead.
out of order and do it. And
we didn't spoil it for too much for Andrew, I think. So
well, I think we have, but it's also a 36-year-old movie, so you know the cat's out of the bag or whatever.
Yep.
So yeah, next week, Top Gun. I hope it's streaming. I should have found out before I said that's what we're doing. But in the meantime, go to our website, cheapseatreviews.libsyn.com. There you can find links to all our social medias, as well as that's that. Just go there. That's where our social media stuff is. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I don't know other places that matter, but we're all there. So go and go there and say hi. Leave us if there's any movies you want us to review. Yeah, it's on Prime. Top Gun's on Prime. If there's any movies you want us to review this summer, this hot action movie summer, let me know. Email us or again send Sam a message on Twitter or a message to me on Facebook or Discord. Join our Discord. Please join the Discord. We have some conversations there. It's a good time. That's it. I used to actually have to end the show with like a call to action. So I guess I'll go back to that. A call to action is simply, please share the show with somebody that you like or don't like. Either way, it's fine. But please share the show. I would like to get...
share the show with all your enemies. Give them the pain of Cheapseat Reviews.
I think that's a good idea. Obviously we took a break there and our numbers went down. Let's see if we can't get back into the top 10,000 in the world. That'd be pretty cool again. So help us out with that. Go share, leave us reviews, all the good stuff. That's it. So on behalf of Andrew and Sam, this is Sean saying thank you all so much for listening, and we'll see you next week for Top Gun.
This is Cheapseat Reviews.